Let's talk about the 4 mistakes I made when I started my detailing business. Now, I could have made a list of like 20, but we'll stick to 4 here, and hopefully it helps some detailers either avoid or at a minimum let you be aware of some mistakes that you might make. And if you are just starting your business, click the link down below and download my ultimate guide to start your detailing business. There's over 10,000 words of pure content in that guide. It's free, just download it, read it, and use it. So number 1, which I can guarantee you every detailer is gonna make this mistake, to where no matter what you charge on your first vehicle or your first customer, you are gonna do so much more work than what you're actually charging, right? Because it's your first customer, you wanna get the experience, you're so excited, you wanna make sure that the customer's happy, you just don't really understand the process or what to do, and you're just kind of going all out because you just wanna make sure that they have good results, or you provide good results. But I remember on my first, like, you can kind of call it like official detail, that like it's a paying customer that I don't know, it's a stranger. It was a mobile job at a hotel that he was a manager of. And he paid, I think I charged like $25 for a car wash. I don't remember if the inside was included, but I remember it was one of my first details ever, like officially. And I did a 2-bucket wash method, each bucket filled with 5 gallons of water. My wash mitt had 3 wash mitts, one for the top, one for the middle, one for the bottom. I had a wheel bucket filled with 5 gallons of water. I foamed it down, I rinsed it down, and I did everything of a proper wash method, right? I had a blower to blow everything out, dried it properly, everything, right? Now, that vehicle probably had never been polished. The last other 50 washes it's gotten, it's probably been through either an automatic car wash or like those $10 car wash lots. So what was I doing there, doing every single step in the book for $25 to where the car wasn't even dirty? And if I would have just done like a rinseless wash method, I would have got the same results using far less products in far less time, making much less of a mess around me, and the job would have still been done. Now again, this really comes down to like experience, because when you're just getting started, you're kind of nervous because you want to make sure that the customer's happy with the results, and you don't want to, you know, you want to go all out. So I think that is fine. Like, you have to go through that learning process of just doing too much for too little. Like, hey, you have to go through it. Now, you want to stop that much sooner than later, but it is something that you will go through. And look, like over time, you just kind of get better, or you need to try to get better at drawing the line of what you're doing and what you're delivering to the customer, right? So like, if you're doing like a light polish, right? Because they don't have the budget, they don't really care for it, they just want the paint a little shinier, right? But as you're polishing, you're like, oh well, man, if I just like cut real quick, I'll get such better results. So instead of a light polish, you're doing a cutting step, and then you're gonna do a polishing step, and what should be a 4-hour job balloons to a 9-hour job, because you just want to do a little bit more work to get better results, but it ends up taking you so much more time. Now, the customer might be ecstatic about the results and they'll be super happy, but I mean, you literally made no money on the job. And again, like, it's not that you're shortchanging the customer of like, oh no, like I could do a correction, but I'm just doing a light polish. It's based on what the customer wants and what they can afford, right? Like, if they can't afford the $600, $800 correction, well then you have to go with the polish. And not only is it about the budget, but that customer, after you do the extra work, might not even care about the extra level of work, right? Because like, to you as a detailer, of course you care. Like, oh, you can't tell the difference between a 1-step and a 2-step? Of course you can. But to the customer, whether you do a 1-step or a 2-step, they're gonna be like, oh, it's shinier, thank you. Like, it might not even matter to them, right? So you have to go through the process, but sooner than later, you have to get better at not doing that. Number 2, and I'm pretty sure most of us have done this mistake, where we buy the tools and products based off what other detailers are using versus what we need right now, right? So like, you know, you go to your favorite detailer on YouTube, Instagram. Like, say for instance, I'd go on YouTube and I'd say, okay, what is he using to do this correction, right? And I see the polisher, the pads, the compound, the polish, the towels, and I'm like, okay, well, he's using that. He's successful. He knows what he's doing. So let me just order all of that. And is there some merit to that? Of course, right? Because if they're using it, then that must work, right? But the problem is, like, if I'm saying, oh, well, I need to do all that for a correction, right? And I just started my business. I haven't had anyone pay me for a correction. I haven't really practiced corrections. Well, then why do I need to go and purchase all the correction tools and the products when I don't need it right now? Now, will I need it in the future? Sure. Will this video help in the future? Of course. But is that what I need to purchase right now? No, because what kind of services am I doing right now? Am I doing just a car wash and a basic wipe down of the interior? If that's the case, well, I don't need to go buy a polisher right now. I just need a car soap, a bucket, some wash mitts, a dry towel, all-purpose cleaner, some towels and brushes and vacuum. And that's it, right? But because you're, oh, well, I want to be like that detailer and I'm following him, so let me go and get the stuff that he's doing, right? That's not how it should work, because you would just end up spending so much more money than what you need to right now. And again, the thing is, like, maybe in the future, yes, you will need those items. But if you have that mentality, well, then when do you ever stop buying things if you're just looking for the future, right? Like, again, if you're just getting started, do you need a 21-inch long throw, a 15-inch long throw, a rotary, a 3-inch rotary, and a cordless polisher? Probably not, right? Because you're just getting started. Now, in the future, does that make sense? Is that something that you need? Probably. Those are useful tools. But does it make sense at this exact moment? No, right? Because you'll just end up wasting money. The tools and product ends up just collecting dust on your shelves in your garage. And then, like, yeah, sure, like, maybe you need it in the future, but like, if you spend $200 there and the tools and products just sit on the shelf, that's just $200 sitting on the shelf. Whereas you could put that $200, I don't know, in literally anything else, $200 in Google Ads, and you'd get one customer. And you know, something like, so yes, at some point you might need them, but then you'll also start to create this scenario in your head of like, oh, well, maybe I should buy this thing because maybe sometime in the future I'll have a customer that asks me to do this and I don't have it and I want to be prepared. So let me purchase that right now, because even though I don't need it, if I get into a situation where I do need it, it'll be good to have. You can play that scenario with literally anything, right? And like, yes, it's gonna be prepared, but that's taking too many steps. Like, with the limited budget that you have to start your business, use that money on the things that you really need that's gonna make an impact right now in your business. Not like, oh, well, that polish is on sale and he uses it and it's $50 off, so let me purchase it right now because I'm gonna save $50. Like, yeah, you still spent $150 on the polisher, let alone if you still need to buy some pads, some polishes, and like, you have to prioritize what makes most sense right now. If you're just all over the place, everything will make sense. But you have to be disciplined to say, what do I need right now? And most importantly, what can I purchase right now that fits within my budget? If you want the $400 Rupes polisher, you're gonna end up using your entire budget on that one polisher. Or you take those $400 and you buy a $150 polisher, you buy some pads, you buy whatever, and you're able to stretch your money out much further because you're smart and you're able to, you buy what you can afford with the current budget that you have. Number 3 is being too much of a weekend warrior detailer while trying to run a business. And what I mean by that is, let's say we're doing this interior cleaning, right? Well, which we are, but for this example, right? Now this one is in pretty bad condition, right? If I have the weekend warrior mentality where I want to make everything satisfying, where I want all the door panels to be sudsy when I'm agitating, where I want to record and take shots of every single 50-50 in the interior, where I'm going to use, you know, instead of using like a extractor or a bigger extractor, I'm going with the little Bizzle Pro Heat. And, you know, so it's basically whenever you're detailing by yourself for a personal hobby in your driveway, and it's therapeutic to you, it's relaxing, you're able to just get out there and spend 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours on your vehicle, well, there's no pressure to do anything. If you want to take your time and make things look sudsy and look nice and record it and do 50-50s and test different products out, that's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that because it's just for you. Now, when you're doing this as a business, and we're gonna have 3 cars on the schedule, if I take my sweet time and try to be relaxing on this vehicle when there's another vehicle being dropped off in a couple hours and then another vehicle, and then we have to turn in another vehicle, you can see how that becomes a problem, right? So one thing you want to get away from is having that mentality where everything is easygoing, where everything is like, I could take my sweet time. Because if you're doing this as a business, although obviously you want to give yourself ample time to get the jobs done, right? Like it's not that you're necessarily rushing and that you don't have enough time, but it's that there is a time schedule to everything that you're doing. And it's not like you can just take a 30-minute break here, an hour break there. Oh, I'm a little tired, let me take another break. Well, no, you gave yourself 5 hours. It has to be done in 5 hours. The next vehicle will be dropped off and you have another 4 hours to finish that one. So it's not that you're rushing or that you're not giving yourself enough time, but you are doing this as a business. And if you want to optimize your schedule and book more jobs in, well, you need to be able to finish these jobs faster so that you can make more time for other vehicles. So don't think that, you know, if you're coming from oh, it's so relaxing on Saturdays, maybe I could do more cars. It's not like that, especially if you're going full time with it and you want to make this your main source of income and you just want to do detailing. How you operate as a weekend warrior in your driveway is completely different than when you're working on customers' vehicles and they're paying you for the results in a given time frame that you told them. And finally, number 4 is being too focused on being just a detailer. I've talked about this endlessly over the last few years, to where we as detailers started a detailing business because we enjoy detailing, right? It's pretty straightforward. Now, when you're actually growing a business, it's not just about detailing, right? Because yes, it's an important part of it. You need to be the best detailer that you can. You need to be able to produce the best results that you can. But that's still just one part of running a business, because you could be the best detailer in your area, have all the certifications, have all the tools and products. But if your phone isn't ringing with people that want to pay you money to book on your schedule, you don't really have a business, right? You're just a good detailer, right? So aside from you having to focus on that, of being the best detailer and being trained and or being well skilled and all that, well, it's equally the same, but with other areas of your business, right? Marketing is going to be your biggest one, right? Your number one goal as a business owner should be to generate high quality leads on a daily basis, right? That has nothing to do with detailing, right? With that, you can do search engine optimization, SEO. You can do Instagram ads, Facebook ads. You can do Google ads. You can post on Instagram or TikTok. Whichever of the ones you choose, it's going to take time to learn. There's a big learning curve to it, right? And you have to become a master of that method, of that marketing channel, right? So if you do say, oh, well, I'm gonna start posting on Instagram. Okay, well, learn everything that there is about posting on Instagram. Learn how to make videos, learn how to create hooks, test a bunch of different things out. Like, you really have to dive deep and absolutely entirely understand that platform so you can maximize its results for your business and get leads and get customers and make money. If you spend a week over here and a month over there and $100 over here and a couple days over there, well, you're not gonna get any consistent results because you yourself are not consistent, right? At least consistent with one platform. Like, you have to learn everything that there is about that one platform. Like, for me, my main thing back in 2014 was search engine optimization, SEO. Like, that's all I did. Well, it took me 9 months to get results, but like, that's the one thing I focused on for like 3-4 years, right? When it comes to posting on content, I wasn't posting on Instagram and then YouTube, and then when TikTok came out, I solely focused on just posting on YouTube. And it wasn't until I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube that I said, okay, let me start posting something on Instagram, right? So you have to really focus in on one thing and learn it to the absolute best. Now again, that's just marketing. You still have to learn how to communicate your services, whether it's through the phone, whether it's through text, whether it's through email. You have to learn how to properly communicate your services. You have to have good customer service skills. You have to be able to create a good customer experience for your customers. You have to learn sales. And then on top of that, it's all the admin work as well. Like, for instance, one, like managing your website, if you have a CRM, or if you're just using like Google Calendar, that's making sure you're keeping track of all your schedules, all the details, what's included, what you're gonna do, the location, the customer's information, like all that, everything I just said is to run a business so you can detail cars, right? But most of everything I just said has nothing to do with detailing cars. Detailing is still very important. It's still a key element of your business, but that's still just one part of everything else you need to have in order to grow your business, right? You can be the best detailer in the world. You can learn, you can know everything about everything. But if your phone's not ringing and people aren't paying you for your services, you don't really have a business. And that's gonna end the episode right there. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll talk to you on the next one.